Well, these days it seems you can't go on social media without seeing something that makes you mad or makes you want to jump into the comment section. But what if we told you some of those posts might not even be made by a real person?
They're called bots, and the sole purpose is to try and control the narrative with fake information that could actually put our national security at risk. So who's behind these bots and who is paying for their digital deception? Our Scott Carpenter went to Washington, D.C. to get the facts and sat down exclusively with Senator Katie Britt, who's demanding the same answers.
We also have to get the word out to the American people about what's actually happening on social media.
It's something you likely see every day on social media, but may not know about. Bots spreading political rhetoric, hate, and lies.
So my good friend John Fetterman always says, go spend 20 minutes, 2 hours on social media. Tell me, do you come back happier?
It's impossible to know the exact number of bots on social media. Senator Britt's team estimates it's somewhere between 20 and 30%.
It is very frequent to see something generated by social media bot.
I spoke with cybersecurity expert and associate professor of computer science at UAB, Shuya Feng, about social media bots. No politics, just about how they work. She says a social media bot is a computer program. Humans give the bots instructions, and they're off.
These bots can actually do everything that human can do. They can post, they can reply, and they can generate some stuff, and they can analyze the comment from other users.
She says artificial intelligence is widely used in social media bots, making them more capable of engaging like a human online.
If somebody posts something and the social media bots, they can reply. And sometimes when other people keep replying and they can argue with people, and barely someone can notice that it is a bot.
Feng says bots can easily be used to spread false information.
Basically, they want to tell people, oh, this is something happening right now, and they want to impact people's opinion, like impact their decision making. Now we're getting here.
I decided to put Feng to the test. I timed how long it took her to find a bot post.
See, this is the first post. This image, clearly generated by AI.
15 seconds is all it took. But those posts you see on social media fueling outrage, there's a decent chance it's not even real. And here in our nation's capital, there's work being done to see who's actually behind this divisive rhetoric.
Estimated 20 to 30% of what we see on social media are bots.
Yeah.
Do you believe that some are funded by our adversaries, our foreign enemies? And do you think that this is some sort of psychological warfare on the American people?
When you're looking at whether it's who is funding this divisive rhetoric, where it is coming from, we have seen the end result, the tragedy of Charlie Kirk's death. I mean, his assassination. You see these things being fueled and you see rhetoric surrounding them. And I think we owe it to the American people to get to the bottom of it. And I absolutely think our adversaries would use this type of division in order to create unrest here in the United States.
Political violence has increased dramatically in recent years. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk assassinated, shot in the neck while talking with students in Utah. A husband and father of two dead. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's house was set on fire. Governor Shapiro, his wife, and their 4 kids were all inside. This surveillance video shows a man breaking into the governor's house, throwing Molotov cocktails while the family sleeps. Nobody was hurt. Congressman Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul, attacked by a man with a hammer in the middle of the night. He spent 6 days in the hospital but recovered. And live on television, a bullet hit President Donald Trump in the ear inches away from ending his life.
I do worry if we continue on the path that we're on right now, it's an unsustainable path, and political violence is never acceptable. But the rhetoric that leads to it also has to be checked.
But with the rise of bots, sometimes it's hard to tell if it's a real person or a computer program designed to stoke anger and division. Cyabra, a company using AI to find and combat disinformation, says they uncovered a massive influence of fake profiles spreading lies about the assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania. Cyabra says fake profiles, or bots, use the moment to spread lies that Trump staged the shooting to get more votes in the election. Take a look at these two photos. The one on the left is real. On the right, a fake AI image showing Trump smiling with blood still pouring down his face. This photo, seemingly an attempt to persuade people the shooting was staged. Senator Britt says she's talking with Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel to find out where this kind of disinformation is coming from.
We need to know the role that other governments are playing, or other actors in other countries abroad are playing in creating discourse and or harm to American citizens.
With the bots and all that, will you need some cooperation from big tech here as well? Is that something you
Well,
would-
look, these are things they could do right now, right? They've created the most brilliant machines ever imaginable. So you cannot tell me that the most brilliant machine cannot also be responsible.
Although AI has made it more challenging, there are ways you can spot bots. Feng says it's really important to take a moment when you see something jarring while scrolling.
When we see something is really suspicious, then we just pause a little bit, use our critical thinking, like, can we verify this information?
So let's take Feng's advice and go back to the account that shared this fake image of Trump smiling after being shot. First off, notice the name here, Coffee Time News. There's no real name attached to this account, and a simple Google search of that name shows only social media accounts, no verified business or news outlet. Then look at the profile itself. It was created in December of 2021, but it has 195,000 posts. That's an average of 133 posts a day. Who has that kind of time? And the pinned tweet, by the way, bragging about buying a Mercedes-Benz G-Class with money made off Bitcoin. Those cars go for $150,000 or more. And if you need any more proof the account is fake, well, there's other profiles with the same name and bio spreading similar messages. But who's behind this? Who's paying for these bots? And just how many bots are online? Those are still questions Senator Britt wants answers to. Scott Carpenter, WVTM 13.
And you can find more ways to spot bots on our website. And while you're there, you can see Scott's full conversation with Senator Britt, which includes how social media is affecting kids in America.